Hello everybody, welcome back. American Tank Ace by Compass Games, designed by Gregory M. Smith. Overview of the VASSAL module on how to use it. When you first start out, you'll come to the battle board, and there's three counters on the battle board to start. The weather, which you'll set based on whatever you roll. Click on it, it'll go to the right location, same as the terrain. And in your current mission, you just cycle through until you get to the correct one. Um, all the German pieces I have up here in the counters. With tanks, you put them wherever. I do have the zones marked out. Um, they can be either immobilized or buttoned. Hit the rec, turn them upside down. I have three counters of each available in the pieces. If you're wondering why, that's because of the artwork. I wanted to keep that available just because it was nice. As you see with the Panzer IIIs, there are three different wrecks, and the artwork's nice, so I just wanted to make sure it was all available. Um, Part of the reason why I didn't do stacks of them. We go ahead when we hit clean up, all that returns. Nice clean slate. Um, the other thing is the infantry. They have the ability to be suppressed and dig in, and you can also reduce them and then eliminate them. At the end of each round, when you hit the smoke and artillery, the suppress will be removed, so you don't have to remember that. And and when you clean up, those also will be removed. As far as tanks and things like that, we'll get back to that. Um, Artillery markers and stuff I have not put in yet. As I play this more, maybe I'll put them in automatic. But for right now, they're just pieces. When you put them in, they will cycle down at the end of each phase as you click on the smoke and artillery also. Same with the mortar. They disappear. Um, I think that's it for the main page for now. Go to the operational map. Um, the dates did not make the rules or the counters. I think that somehow they were um, omitted off the counters during production. So I have them on the back side of the counters so you can see them. Um, and as they become active, you just flip them over. So that's all there is basically to the operations map. In the tanks, um, we have the random events that you just cycle through, and as you use them, you just click use. The turret is automated; it'll turn for you. You'll only be allowed to turn it with one direction at a time. When you clean up, that'll center. The hatches are available. They will not move. They just cycle up and down for buttoned and unbuttoned. Your crew positions, I'll have light wounds, KIA, or severe wound, or serious wounds rather, and they are movable, so you can show them as being off the tank or not when you get knocked out, because you will get knocked out in this game. And the commander has the I know he has them. Forget where I put it. Let's clean that up and put them back into place. The commander has the stamina available um, until you get wounded, and again, it's movable around. So if he gets off get out of the tank, you can simulate that so you don't forget who's what. And if you use his stamina, you just pull that off. Um, our tank pieces, the first M4 is for the hold down open country position, so you just push that. and they'll go to the proper slot. And the other guy goes to close, medium, or long range, depending on your terrain that you roll. And he'll go to the main board. The guy on the main board can rotate and can move back and forth. Um, when you clean up the main board, he will return back over here to the tank sheet and be facing the right direction. When we clean up this board, they'll go back to where they belong. Um, Engine damage, track damage, all right here. The radio, you got to select it once to get it and another time to lose it. That will reset each mission. Um, your skills, the -1s are all there. Um, the ones that need to be marked as used will be able to be marked as used. When you clean up, if you already earn them, they won't disappear. Just the used marker will. If you make a mistake, I put lose in there. Just kind of take them out because I already made a mistake and I was stuck with the piece being on there. That goes for all of them. And all right, that brings us over to the weapons. The armor piercing and HE, it's unlimited, so I just put them up here as such. You just use them, either put it in a ready rack or go ahead and load it into the breach. Fire once you, that's kind of help remind you that you used it. So when you set up your ready rack, you're gonna kind of grab a whole bunch of whatever you want. I'll just do whatever. Um, do something like that. And we'll take it. Same for the HCBI and the Woolly Pete as it's limited ammunition. You're going to use one that's going to get rid of one piece and break one off for you. You're going to throw that here. Same with the Woolly Pete. Um, that would be a full ready rack. I'll go back to we'll do that right now. If you, when you fire, once you're in the breach, you're able to use the fire command. I did that for a reason. HE um, and armor piercing will just go over to the used area, but HCBI, when you load it in and fire it, it'll give you a smoke marker because it creates smoke. You put that whatever zone you are firing at, and it'll go back down to here. Then again, at the end of every phase, when you hit smoke and artillery, it'll cycle through the stages of that and get rid of that also. Same goes for Woolly Pete. When you fire that, it will spawn a smoke um, marker, for it, which does the exact same thing. Um, and all this disappears when you hit the cleanup. I did a lot of this just so you can remember to keep your ready rack loaded and produce the smoke and things like that. Lots to remember. Sometimes you get caught up in the heat of the moment, you forget, and hopefully these stages will help you with that. Um, Machine gun ammo, fire it, and you'll just go down until 0. Then you'll need to reload to fire again. Jams, and again, all this will reset when you hit cleanup. Um, Anyway, we get to the 76 millimeters. You start getting the smoke guns and everything. They're going to produce you a smoke marker when you fire them. Again, that's the same thing. You're going to put that on whatever zone it goes to. And the APCR, if you get the scrounge um, random event, then when you first start the mission, before you can go ahead and hit scrounge, and it'll give you 2 extra APCR. Then you just use those as normal. And again, that resets to 0 when you start each mission. And if you don't have four of them, you just use it as normal, and it will just count right down through those two again. That is basically it for the tanks. Not a whole lot to it. Just got to remember the um, subtle little things I put in there. You'll be able to load from. I don't think you're allowed to. I don't know. It won't let you load from too many places, but you should be able to load from anywhere. For some reason, I can't get these to load down here. Um, yeah, something in the HE. Maybe I'll look at that later. You should only be able to load from the ready rack, even though you are able to straight load to your breach. I want you to Gunner be able to remember that you can only fire once if you're not loading from your ready rack, and then just fire. If you can only load from the ready rack, you can only fire from the breach, and that's so we can produce the smoke markers and things, and then kind of help you remember the steps. All right, that's all I can think of for the tanks. The same goes for the M26. It has 4 APCR. If you scrounge with that, it'll go up to 6. Um, and everything cleans up nicely. All right, we go to the paper dolls, as Greg puts them. Um, to promote, we just go ahead and hit the promote um, for the NCO. That only happens once. Your units are right here. You just cycle through them to get the one you want. Prestige level right here. I have that available up to 15. No, I don't think it makes a difference after 6. Your cleaning kit, your booze. If they have two sides, just keep cycling until you get to it. Um, Prestige and experience, again, just normal numbers. I have them go up to 15. Skills are exact same as the tanks. Your unit awards, you cycle through them till you get the either medal or the ribbon that you want. If they have um, multiples like the DSC, then you'll have to cycle through to find the one you want. And as the same, you got multiples. You see the Silver Star has 3, so you'll do a little bit of flipping until you can get to it if you want the ribbon. These will clean up. Everything cleans up back to 0, including the rank. Your war trophies, rather than try and come up with an ingenious way to stack pieces up automatically, and I didn't want counters all over the place because it just kind of leads to confusion. I put the counters here, and then if you have more than one, just increase the numbers. That would be 2 PPKs right there. Again, that all cleans up. Um, really, the only time you're going to clean up is when you're done with the game. So it's probably unnecessary on the paper dolls, but hey, there it is. The officer, again, promote. You go to first lieutenant and captain. If you hit that, it'll do the automatic promotion. Um, again, all the units and everything remain the same as on the NCOs. And basically, I think, we have the mission. You can actually go in on the log sheet and either select the mission or you can put it in manually, uh, de- depending on if there's something you want to put in besides what the default is. For targets, you got to enter them manually. Success and failure, you just got success and failure, so you have two different colors, so you know what you're getting into. And then your notes, of course, you got to enter your notes on your own. And when you hit clean up, that'll erase this whole sheet. And the same goes for log sheet too. Both are completely filled out. Down the bottom, your awards again. You can click them off. Rank, click that off. Um, all that's available, and all that clears out. Again, the only reason you really need to clean up is when you're ending the game, except for the battle board and the tanks. Um, couple of the miscellaneous pieces I just left up here. Other than that, no pieces will be available as they're all available on the board. That's brief overview. I think I've got everything included. That will be the module as it goes to Vassal as it stands right now. That'll be 6 months after the release of the game. And I'll try to have a link of this module, this video in the module as rules. That's all. Thanks for joining me. This is American Tank Ace by Compass Games. And see you next time.